With all the latest discussion from the football world, this is Football Central. And go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another round of Football Central. I hope you enjoyed the international break, even though not a lot happened from an England perspective. We was finishing outside the semi-final berths to keep going, but great news for Scotland, who are back in the European big time. Good on them. But tonight, our attention focuses back to the Premier League, back to the fight at the top, which has certainly been captivating so far, and also the scrap at the bottom, if you can call it a scrap at this early stage. We may also be delving into what are reasons why we all love football as well, if we get time. So listen out for that, because we all love our football here, and I'm sure you all have your personal stories of what football means to you and brings to your life. So please get in touch about that when we talk, or at any point in the show. With me tonight is your host, TubeMix, fresh after the break, and let's hope he is fresh, because let's face it, before the break, he was at the international break, he was a bit of a joke, and with me is the very cool, very calm and collected JLIWheels. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening to you, sir. I love that. Yeah, very cool, calm and collected as always, mate.
The opposite to me.
Yeah. Let's hope that Will's poor form has subsided over the international break. Yeah.
I've had plenty of rest time.
Yeah, I'm good, and I hope all the viewers are well. Pretty much halfway through this lockdown now, everyone, over halfway, so keep going everybody, and and hopefully we'll all be able to have a relatively normal Christmas, certainly more normal than it's been in recent months. So but anyway, giving you entertainment, this is Football Central, and I'll hand over to the wet lettuce, but also your host for the evening, TubeMix. Thank you.
What a phenomenal intro.
Thank you very much, Sam.
Did you like that?
As ever, Sam, your intros are absolutely fantastic, as is your JLIWheels as well.
I'm about to say, come on, let's not have favouritism here.
Absolutely, but both your intros are great, and you guys make me laugh, and I'm sure they make the viewers at home laugh as well.
Well, because you don't make us laugh, you make us cringe.
Yeah.
It's probably my door more than me that makes you guys laugh.
It was definitely a much needed international break, and it was a break for us from the YouTube scene, apart from the one podcast that we did the other week. But yeah, definitely a much needed break.
Yes, absolutely. And just before we go on, I put a link up. Sam and JLIWheels might explain more as we go on to the show, but if you do want to support, then there's the link at the description. That's it. Yeah.
Well, you've sort of put us in a position where we have to describe it now. So I'll
Oh
start.
fudge!
And,
Sorry.
I don't know what it is, so
Yeah.
so you do.
I'll- I'll start and Sam can finish. Yeah, so basically, me and Sam had a conversation, maybe, I don't know, in the middle of October, and we said, oh, maybe having a little bit of a competition, make it interesting, see who can grow the biggest beard and that, and then we obviously we realised November, and then from that, Movember was coming up, and we decided that whoever, we're going to see who wins, but either way, we're going to donate some money to a charity. And we have decided to go with something that's very close to our hearts, and Sam can provide you some more info on that.
Yeah, well, thank you, JLIWheels. No, obviously, we like a good laugh and a joke on this show and stuff, but unfortunately, well, we are, me and JLIWheels and TubeMix, I'm sure they won't mind me saying, are all wheelchair users. So
Yeah.
we've all had our challenges, and we because of the circle we're in of friends, and the school we went to, which was a school for people with physical disabilities, we've met a lot of people who had things like muscular dystrophy and other long-term conditions, and we a few months ago, a good few months ago now, we lost one of our mates from school, who had Henry, who was a lovely lad and had muscular dystrophy, and unfortunately his life came to ended far too short his time on this planet. But he was such a great lad, and I think he may have been 24.
He was 24, yeah.
24, yeah. So obviously very young, and I can say through friends that I play football with and things like that there are a lot of people that we know that aren't the wellest of people. But in Henry's honour, one of our other good friends has set up a page to donate money towards people that suffer with muscular dystrophy and other conditions that are similar. And we just thought that as we were decided to grow our beards, that it'd be great to donate me and JLIWheels to this cause. So the link on the page there is to the site where people can donate. Obviously, I know that it is a very difficult time for everybody at the moment, and especially financially. But if you could just spare whatever you want to donate, anything is extremely gratefully received, then we'd very much appreciate it. And like I said, we love a laugh and a joke about the football on this show, and about we have a right laugh, but this is something that is very serious, but we feel needs to be spread
100%.
around.
And I think just to cut across you as well, very recently as a week and a half ago, we celebrated, if that's the right word, or commemorated, sorry, the 9 years anniversary of the death of one of our friends, is James, who also had muscular dystrophy as well. So yeah, like Sam said, it's something that's really close to our hearts, and if anybody wants to donate, it'd be greatly appreciated. And we like a little bit of competition. Who would you say is winning at the minute, Sam?
With the beard,
Yeah.
well, I think to be honest, I think it's close because not that you guys can see, but I'll be fair. I mean, Jordan's got a full round beard, but it's covering all the sides and his chin, but my hair's slightly darker, so I've probably got a thicker beard, but Jordan's covers more of a vast area. But even me, he was extremely competitive in something of calls like this. It's not about who can grow the biggest beard or or who will get the biggest beard. It's just we want to support our friends and people out there and commemorate people. So yeah.
It is a little bit about the competition.
Well, yeah, no, not for me in something like this. Obviously, it'd be nice if whoever wins, but it's all for a good cause. So, like I said, it's not often we get serious on this show, but yeah, we just felt that this needed to be said, and yeah, thank you for all your support with this show and with this as well, and like I said, any amount of money, or even donations, or even just messages of support for these people or whatever, is very much appreciated. So thank you.
100%. Couldn't have said it better myself. Now that we've brought the mood down a little bit.
Blimey, yeah, I was just about to say, but yeah, well said, lads, well said.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a little bit emotional talking about that sort of thing.
And also, just while we say support, thank you for 51 subscribers as well, so thank you.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Who's the newest?
Well, I'm not sure, because it comes up in my notifications, and it hasn't seemed to, so I'm not quite sure.
We appreciate all the support over the last I don't know, it has kind of started to pick up in terms of over the last 8 months we've developed very slowly, but we're still grateful for every single person, and I'm looking forward to getting into the football, to be honest. I haven't spoke football, other than Football Manager. I haven't spoke much proper football in a while, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yes.
Over to you, Will, to decide how we're gonna tackle this week's live podcast.
Oh yes, absolutely.
In the words of Martin Tyler, it's live. It's live.
And it's live. Yeah, I sometimes have done that in my videos, but it comes across quite cringy, so I'll leave it to the pro that is Martin Tyler. I think we should start with... I think we should leave the previewing the games to the end, I think, and... I think, you had an absolutely fantastic idea, how football has changed our lives, basically, and what football means to us, which I think is an absolutely fantastic, and I think a lot of people, it'd be really interesting to see if you, feel free to put in the comments below, how has football changed your life? What does football mean to you? Have there been any moments where you just... They've been replaying in your head again and again because it was so great, and so feel free to put in the comments down below.
Yeah, please do, because I think it doesn't matter, whether you have a disability, whether you're able-bodied, where you come from around the world, what language you speak,
Sport brings everyone together, and football certainly does that.
Football has the power to unite, and sport does, as Will said, and I think it's a language that a lot of us can speak.
Exactly.
And and a lot of people have got into football. I know JLIWheels for one is one that the football's helped him in a lot of ways. I won't go into them, but it's football has really inspired him, as it has me. And as for our host, well, his knowledge is floundering.
Limited, certainly.
It's inspired him to look at his cat. So there you go.
He's very, as usual with Will, he's very uninspired.
So who wants to go first then?
I think we'll let you go first. I'm very interested.
Oh,
in what
right,
you've got to
okay.
say.
Well, football for me, it's quite an odd thing because obviously I used to watch football when I was younger, and then I sort of for some reason just drifted away from it, and then suddenly just one day just watching it again, it just suddenly started again. So it was quite weird for me. But, now I'm, Saturdays particularly, it's not a normal Saturday now for me. If, I usually have my ritual of football focus, final score, and match of the day. And, of course, if United are playing and or there's a big game. So for me, it's really hard to imagine that no football. And, I mean, especially over the first lockdown, having no football as well, that was quite tough as well. But it's really great to see the football back. And obviously, I've told you a few times about my trips to Old Trafford. Although I can't remember.
You can't remember who they played.
No, but one thing I can remember is obviously the experience, the atmosphere of just being there in the stadium. It's like no other, and it's so different to watching it on TV, because you can hear all the chanting, you can just feel the atmosphere. It's so great. And also, thanks to Sam, I went on a tour of Old Trafford as well, which was absolutely fantastic as well. And that was really, really great. I've also actually been with a youth club. I went to, I think it was Goodison Park, I think, yeah.
Oh my God, he doesn't even know where it was.
I had to think, and then going back further, actually, I went to the old. Well, what was the old? It's the Macron Stadium now, but it was the Reebok Stadium when Bolton Wanderers were in the Premier League. No doubt it was Big Sam Allardyce, their manager. Then I would have thought. So yeah.
Did you watch the match?
What's that? Sorry.
Did you watch a match?
No. It's just a tour. And quite frankly, I'm not sure why we were there because my dad's not a Bolton supporter, and of course, I'm a bit baffled to be honest. But anyway, so yeah, football for me, it's a very weird relationship, but now I absolutely love it. And like I said, I can't imagine being without it, but. Well, I don't know. Perhaps maybe one day I'll drift out again. I'm not sure.
That's really good.
We'll have to wait and see. But for now, I love football. Okay, over to you guys.
I'd like to go next.
Okay, that's fine.
You have the most physical relationship with football, obviously, Sam, because you play it.
You first, mate. You first.
So for me, I don't know. When we were kids, I never ever liked football. I don't know if you can remember. Sam particularly well.
I do.
I absolutely hated football.
You absolutely hated football.
Yeah,
You did.
I hated football. I hated everything it stood for.
Wow.
I despise football.
That's hard to imagine now. That is.
Yeah, and that is probably the biggest bombshell that you're gonna hear on a YouTube show ever. And then I think it was about maybe 12 or 13, and I watched a lot of YouTube. And somebody that I stumbled across one day is a YouTuber called KSI. Obviously, now you'll know him. He's got, 20 million subscribers on YouTube, and albums and tours and books and TV shows and what have you. But at the time, he was just some random kid playing FIFA, and I'd never played FIFA before. I had no interest in it whatsoever. And then I was watching these videos, and I actually started to kind of enjoy it, get into it. I thought, yeah, okay. So I bought FIFA 12, which unbelievably is 9 FIFAs ago, which means it's 9 years I've been into football at this point,
Wow.
which makes me feel kind of old.
I remember that coming out like it was yesterday.
I also remember that coming out. So for my 13th birthday, I got FIFA 12. And from FIFA 12, I started to, obviously play with my local team, and then try and figure out, I sort of made the decision to get into football permanently. So at the start of the 12-13 season, I'd seen a couple of games, but at the start of the 12-13 season, the first game I ever watched was on telly, on ITV, the Community Shield, against Chelsea, who'd won the FA Cup, and Man City, who'd won the league. And literally, all it was, and all it is, was they played in blue, a darker blue than City, and blue is my favourite colour. That's literally it. So from there, I didn't even know that they'd won the Champions League the season before, or that they'd won the FA. I didn't know. And then when I turned around and was coming to school and telling people I'm a Chelsea fan, they're like, "What the hell?" Kind of sort of like, "Oh, you're a glory hunter and all this." But no, it wasn't to do with that. And then over time, I fell in love with Chelsea as a club. Learned the history about, like, even before the Abramovich years. I think people think that the Abramovich years made Chelsea, but they didn't. Obviously, they gave them the financial backing, but they were already like second, third, and fourth in the league before that. Abramovich's money just gave them star power. There wasn't stars in Chelsea's team in the mid 90s, early 90s. There wasn't. But Abramovich gave Chelsea star power. To learn about the Kerry Dixon, Dennis Wise, even players like Michael Dewberry and Craig Burley, and then to move on to Zola, Vialli, Hullett, Hughes, LeBeau, Makalele, Joe Cole, Petr Cech, Robben, an unbelievable club with an unbelievable amount of history, and I think people forget about that. And then definitely over the past sort of 2 years or so, it's probably last summer, within my personal life, I went through something that was really difficult, and I just turned around to somebody who I knew at the time, who's no longer with us, an older gentleman who was a friend of the family. I said, would you like to come to Crewe Alex with me and watch the game? And we watched the game. We got beat 3-0 at home by Plymouth Argyle. We missed the first goal because I bought tickets for the away end and not the home end. So yeah, that was very good. And then obviously, as you guys will know, it's taken me, from opposite ends of the country, from Morecambe to Grimsby to Leyton Orient. And I love football with my whole entire life, and it saved me from being in a really difficult place in life. And learning about football and understanding football in the way I do, because out of all of us, I think you'd all agree that I watch the most football. I understand the most about football in whole, in terms of football as a game, not in terms of playing it or specific things, but in terms of football as a game, I have the most understanding and knowledge.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
You know, and that's purely because football, in a way, saved my life.
Yeah, that's a really, really great story, that is.
And there's not much else, you know, after saying those words, after saying that football saved my life, there's not much else you can say that's going to get more interesting or serious as that. You know,
That just shows you, doesn't it, the power that sport and football can do.
You know, it literally, for me, it is that simple. Football saved my life, and that's it.
Right, okay, that's yeah, really, really good point. Okay, so on to you then, Sam.
I just want to echo what JLIWheels said there, that, you know, it's an extremely brave thing to do live on air, to come up with, to say from the heart like that. So I really do respect you for that, buddy. And I always have done. But to say that is, you know, it just shows how much it means to you, and yeah, just an amazing story. But yeah, football to me, I mean, how do you follow that? But anyway.
Sorry.
No, I'm just getting a bit emotional here. Like, it's just
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't mean that in a horrible way.
No, I know what you mean. It's fine.
Like, it was just so from the heart. Yeah, so football to me, well, sport in general. I think Jordan is, like John said, he's the guru of football, if you like. Certainly in the able-bodied game. But I'm massively into sport in general. I think out of us all, actually, I'd probably watch the most all-round sports.
Yeah, you like tennis, don't you?
I know Jordan's into his cricket, which he quite likes.
I hate cricket. You mean
I don't
tennis?
like cricket.
I thought you liked cricket.
Tennis and basketball, not cricket. I can't stand cricket.
It's because you go to the cricket ground, right?
Oh so, yeah, I've seen a few cricket games. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, so yeah. I mean, let me tell you, George is mint at basketball. We used to play basketball at school, and we used to get 7 people around him, and he'd still get it in the basket.
Still got it, by the way. Still got it.
That really peeved me off, because I'm super competitive. But anyway, my story with football. Well, I couldn't get like these guys. I think when you're a toddler and when you're a young child, like, he can't sit down and watch anything. And I remember my dad when I was like 5 and 6, trying to get me into football, and just sport in general, because we were a very sporty family, and I wasn't having it. And then I just started to show a little bit of an interest, slightly, but I hadn't decided which team I was going to support. But then I went to see Manchester United against Blackburn Rovers at home at Old Trafford. My uncle said, "Oh, I'll take him," because my dad's a City fan, and at the time the new owners had only just come in.
2005 then.
No, well, it was 2007-8, so they'd only been in I think they came in around that time. Anyway.
Well, the Glazers took over in 2005.
No, I'm on about the City.
Oh, sorry.
So yes, so it's
Actually, you're both wrong. It was 809.
Well, anyway, it was around that time when negotiations were going on, and my dad was like, "Oh yeah, City won't win anything." A bit unlike Chelsea. City had obviously been near the bottom of the the league and been relegated down to League One in the 90s and early 2000s. So I went to see United beat Blackburn. Cristiano Ronaldo scored 2 goals, and we won the game 2-0, and that was it.
Sorry, Sam. Is it the one with the Berbatov spin?
Yes, same game.
You saw that in live?
I saw that live, yeah.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah. So I fell in love with football there. And then I started to become competitive. I mean, in anything I did, like board games and things, and I decided then I'd be a United fan. And when I'd watched the game, I came back and my dad said my eyes were like saucers, and he knew he'd lost me to the red. He knew he'd lost me to the red side. But as I was saying, obviously we all know what's happened to City since then. But as I was saying, I became quite competitive with board games and things, and I found that there was this burning desire inside me to want to play sport. And obviously, as it's been well documented tonight and at other times, we are wheelchair users. So apart from in PE at school, there wasn't that many opportunities outside of school to play sport. And my mum and dad could see that I needed that. I had lots of adrenaline. I wasn't a bad child, but I just had a lot of adrenaline I needed to get rid of. So I went down to a few tennis clubs and stuff like that, but couldn't hit the ball properly with the racket because a lot of the people that played had like wheelchair tennis, had like accident, like been in the army or had an accident, so they were very strong upper body and had, not that I'm not strong upper body, but they had like the muscle tone and the movement in the wrists to be able to hit the ball. And then through a friend of mine, I in 2010, late 2009, he started talking about power chair football. A guy on the bus, that I went to school on.
Chappers?
Yeah, Mark Chapman. It was Mark Chapman, yeah. And I was like, oh, and Mark, I kept asking Mark about this football, and he said, oh, we just meet up on a Saturday and have a bit of a kick around, and he said it's power chair football, so in electric wheelchairs with big metal bumpers on the front. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try. So I asked him for the details, and I can remember my first ever training session, January the 21st, 2010, which was a Thursday at George Carnell, and we Sale United, the team was called, and there was about 6 of us. We were all in day-to-day power chairs, and it took them about an hour to get my bumper on. But by the time they'd done it, I had a great time, and I decided I wanted to persist with it. And now I've been playing the sport for over 10 years.
Wow.
And the sport's grown into a global sport where there's a World Cup and a Euros. England are European champions at the minute. We beat the favourites France in the 2018 final, 2019 European final on penalties. I think that's the most nervous I've ever been watching that. But I don't play for England, but there's a national league and a championship and a premiership, and I'm lucky enough to play in that premiership, and I just absolutely love my football. And when I first started playing, it was just training, and we had regional leagues, so you play other teams in your region, and it wasn't like it is now. And now we have proper chairs that are still electric, but the sports chairs, that 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 allow us to play properly. But football to me, just quickly, it's more than just a game. It's a way for me. It's been a way for me to channel my aggression and energy in sport. As Jordan will tell you, I'm well, but especially Jordan, I'm extremely competitive in everything I do. In PE, I try and find any way to win, and that's the way I am on the football pitch. It might be a disability sport, but the rules are still pretty similar, as in the main aim is to score goals and to win the game. And the team camaraderie is the same. In the Nationals, we play on a Saturday and a Sunday over 5 weekends a year and have promotion relegation. And stay over on a Saturday night with your team. So football to me, it's been a way for me to get my energy, get that aggression out, put it into something that I love. I love competition. I love competing. I'm not the most skillful player, but my word, they all say what a gentleman he is off the pitch, but on the pitch I grow horns, quite literally. And
You're a red devil.
And football to me, it's allowed me to meet some amazing people. People that, I have cerebral palsy, so my condition doesn't get any worse. But as we've already touched on tonight, a lot of people in our friendship circle have other conditions, and a lot of people I play football with have muscular dystrophy, which is a muscle wasting disease similar to MS and motor neurone disease. It's in that family of conditions, and a lot of these people aren't the wellest of people that I play with, and to see their attitude and to see how amazingly they cope, and to see how they love, because they can't go out. I am very lucky. I can ride a bike. I can have a 3-wheeler bike, and I can do all that. But for them, football is all they have socially. And so the camaraderie I've got from football, my teammates, people I've met, inspirational stories, the best player in the world, arguably Marcus Harrison, he can't lift his hand in the air, and he's floppy when you take him out of his chair. He can't move, but you put him in the chair, and he's the best player in the sport. And it's just been a way to socialise, the camaraderie, the people I've met. It's been incredible. The friendships I've made, lifelong friends, and also showing how lucky I am, because we've lost. We generally lose, unfortunately, before COVID, lose about three players from the sport who unfortunately pass away each year. So it's quite common that people, that we do lose people, and to see that the community of power chair football coming together to support everybody, it's very close knit. We unfortunately lost a guy called Jordan Duke out of our team. He died of COVID, but he had muscular dystrophy as well in May, and that was a really hard time for us, because that was the first player. Well, sorry, the second player we'd lost from our club. Thankfully, it's not been any more players, but it was an awful experience, and yeah, so and that really did hit us hard, but it made me realise how lucky I am to know these people, and like Henry, he was only 24, and had his own clothing and merchandise. Was just a brilliant lad, and a lot of these people have suction machines and things when they're not playing, so they're not well people, and it's made me realise how lucky I am to be well and to be healthy, but also to make the most of life, because they are incredible people. So football to me is far more than just a game. It's far more than just a sport. It's bringing people together of all ages, of all background, of all ethnicities. Able-bodied football I love. I know I've spoken a lot about power football, but able-bodied football I love too. But when I watch able-bodied football now, I feel I am one of them. I can call myself a footballer. All right, it might be in a slightly different format, but it's still football. It's an FA run sport, so in this country, so I can call myself a footballer, and that just makes me so happy and feel so privileged. Yeah, and it makes me quite emotional thinking about it, but. No, so that's what football means to me. It means the world, it means friendships, it means camaraderie, it means just love, and it means so much more than just. I'm very competitive, but it means so much more than just winning, losing, or drawing. And because I feel privileged to have been born in a time where people like me have the opportunity to play sport. Because I don't know what I'd do without it. I really don't. And the pandemic showed me that. Obviously, there are a lot of people in worse off situation, like poor Jordan Duke, who lost his life, and I can't imagine what his family are going through. But it's a privilege to play this sport, and yeah, I'm very lucky. Sorry, thank you.
A truly emotional subject, I think.
Wow,
I think when we, I
that
think
was deep. That was.
I think when we talked about doing this, literally about a couple of hours ago, you know, I'm obviously I'm moved by my own stories and my own experiences, but the experiences of other people and other things, and the bravery to speak openly and be able to say, there's a lot of bad press around football. I think a lot of people think it's just guys, kicking around leather or whatever, and it is. And that side of it, I get why there's criticism or whatever, but
And they do get paid a stupid a lot as well.
If you go into a stadium and you sit there on a cold Tuesday night
in Stoke,
let's put it like this, right? I went to a midweek game in Leighton Orient. Okay, now Leighton Orient from where I live is about 4 hours, so I left 3:30. We got there. No, I left even earlier. Sorry, I left at 1:30. We stopped for some tea. We got to the ground in Leighton Orient. Not only did we go into the Leighton Orient bar, the Leighton Orient fans were amazing and really hospitable. Bought us beers and
wow.
We had a good time and said all the best and wished us well, and there were so many unbelievable experiences to do with that game. The Leighton Orient stadium. Each corner of the stadium has an apartment, a flat complex. So you're watching the game, and above you can see people on the banisters. In the banisters of the homes, you don't have to pay for a ticket because they live literally right above the stadium.
Wow.
So I sat there watching it from the balcony. It was
I love that. I
It was a
love
really
that.
weird. It was a really weird situation. I remember um, in the warm up, the goalkeepers were warming up and catching the balls as they were firing them um, at the goalie, and they were going over the bar, and I'd caught a few, which was quite good. And then obviously going all that way, it's a 7:45 kickoff, which was an experience in itself, and then to win the game in the 90th minute um, is a feeling unlike any other when you've travelled 4 hours and it's freezing cold and you're just there with about 200 fans, 200 away fans, and it is just the best feeling of my life was that. Um, as well as a 90th minute winner in Grimsby, which was a little bit different because it was the summer. It was one of the most beautiful days, weather-wise, and to get a 90th minute winner there. But that wasn't you again, was it?
Sorry, excuse me.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
But then it was like, so the game ended at 10 o'clock, and I didn't get home until 2:30. But that's what I mean. Imagine that, getting home at 2:30 in the morning the next day, but you don't care about any of that because you won the game and you've done it surrounded by people who you love because they love the same football, the same sport as you. Even the Leyton Orient fans were, like I said earlier, they were great sports. They were fantastic, really accommodating. Obviously, it was their first season back in the Football League after the death of Justin Edinburgh, and going into the supporters lounge and seeing pictures of him everywhere. It was hugely emotional. So to go there with all 3 points was really special.
I bet as well. I bet you, because they were so lovely, I bet you always look out for Leyton Orient as well and have a special eye on them. I know you're not a fan, but the fact you had such a wonderful experience there, I imagine that means you're always looking at their results, especially.
Yeah, there, and anywhere. I've been to 4 away games. Was it 4? I went to 5 away games. Sorry, and I hated Oldham away. Not we won and it was great, but it pissed it down. It was raining, and like their fans were just absolute scumbags. So it felt great to win against them, but in terms of atmosphere and like it was just dead there. Like there must have been 1,500 home fans. It was something unbelievable. And then Grimsby away was a fantastic experience. First time sort of going away to somewhere that was quite far away. 2-0 win. Interacted with some of the players actually. I think I've told this story before, but the ball bounced out. I've caught it. The Grimsby ball boy has gone to get asked me to pass him the ball, and then crew player Charlie Kirk, moves him out of the way, says, no, let him throw it to me. So I throw it to Charlie Kirk, and then Charlie Kirk sort of smiles at me and things like that. It's good. And then Walsall away, Daniel Powell had a bad touch, and my friend turns around to him and said, "What's your touch, Dan?" Or "That was a good touch, Dan," something like that, even though it was a bad touch. So Daniel Powell turned around and laughed at him. And then Morecambe away, we spoke to Jamie Jones, and said good luck, and he clapped us, and so supporting a lower league team is the best experience in my life. But even to go to the Etihad to watch Chelsea away at Man City, in with all the Man City fans and having to sit there and listen while they sing Blue Moon and from a crew point of view, that's my favourite part of a match when they sing Blue Moon. It's an emotional experience every single time for me whenever they start singing Blue Moon. But yeah, so like I said, I'm so glad we did this.
Yes.
Because it has been hugely emotional, and I think we've all been honest and
yes,
really.
And I have to say, touched by each of the stories. I mean,
yeah.
What you said, Jordan.
Apart from Will's.
Oh well, yeah, but like I said, I've always had a weird relationship with football. So compared to you guys, I mean, I love football now, but I have a weird relationship with it, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, but anyway,
so I was touched by your story.
Absolutely. Your guys' stories were brilliant. They were.
No, I mean in your story as well. Well, it has its own meaning, and it's a different slant to what we said. But yeah, no, I think, I'm sorry, if it, like we said, we love a laugh and a joke on this show, and a lot of football is a form of entertainment, but I mean, I'm sure you guys think the same. But a lot of you that watch this show probably have played football. Not everybody, but I imagine a lot of people have done, and you'll be able to relate to our stories, and that's what we want. And okay, we might have had some serious conversations, but sometimes that's needed. Sometimes people need their stories to be heard and need their because football can bring you through highs, but also lift you up from lows as well. That's especially what I got from Jordan's story. That something we say, oh, it's 22 men kicking a ball around or whatever, but you look at what it did for JLIWheels, and you realise it's much more than that, and yeah, and that's why we love it. So much more than just the match day experience. Carry on, lads. Sorry.
You first, Will.
Well, I don't think on this show that Sam has told us his funny encounter with Andre Villas-Boas and Jermaine Defoe. I think
he has multiple times.
Has he? I really don't remember that at all.
He definitely has.
Oh, right, okay.
I wouldn't go through it again. Go on, Jordan.
And then I think when we have conversations like this, especially like while we're live right now, it really drives the point home, and it also makes it quite emotional that we're sat here doing this right now, especially from the standpoint of Will as well, but for you and myself, Sam, we've known each other since we were 3 years old, and
I've known you boys for years.
We've been through the ringer for years together. Drifted apart a little, came back together when you came to college, and now look where we are. Fully fledged adults. And doing this, it seems so unbelievable, and yeah, it's a beautiful
and thank
story.
You
really.
to Will. Thank you to Will for giving us this opportunity.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And also, even though this is a football show, we hope you, the audience, you like this. Just, you can feel like, you know, you're sort of, you know, with us, you know, your mates. If you feel like you're with your mates, yeah. That's what I mean.
I've got to say, Will, it is massive props to you, because you know, one of the most important things about all this for me is the interaction, because I feel like
Yeah, it's
within
reconnected us, hasn't it?
within my life, I've kind of, you know, especially over the last couple of years until now, really, and that's one of the things I thank football for, because that was when I started to sort of get myself on a path and on a track, because I had something to look forward to, really.
Yes.
And that was going to the football, and again, that's a very hard thing to say, but you say those things, and that's the same with doing this. This is something to look forward to, and
absolutely
to do it with, you know, you're great fun, Will, you know, and Sam as well is one of my oldest friends, friend. And
yeah, it's the same. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, also, you know, Ben Carney, who does this show as well, it's also brought me and him back together as well. Because we'd never fallen out or anything, we just, you know, drifted apart, but it's brought us, and it's brought you, you know, talking to him again, you guys as well, so.
Absolutely.
Life is all about moments, and I'm so glad that when you first suggested doing this, I said yeah.
Yeah, we were just like, we'll see how it goes, and, you know, just it's us, you know, having fun as well as, you know, doing this. You know, we do it because we absolutely love it, and as long as you love it, we'll continue to do it, because I know that I absolutely have a ball doing this, and I can't imagine not doing this. You know, it's so weird to think that, you know, even a couple of years ago, I didn't even have a YouTube channel. I just can't imagine that now.
Hang on, a few minutes ago, you said you might fall out, you might not start watching football again. If you start watching football again, we couldn't do this.
No. I said in a few years or whatever. That's what I meant.
Right. But yeah, I do just want to say very quickly, just before we move on, and that is, like, I know we talked about some heavy stuff, and I just want to put it out there. I just want to put it out there on behalf of myself and the rest of the TubeMix channel, that if anybody does need a conversation, we're here and we will listen, and you're not alone. And it does get better, and I myself, I'm living proof of that, because, you know, I genuinely didn't know what to do with my life, and whether there was a point, and now I'm where I am, and so it does get better.
It's brilliant to see.
Yeah, but before the tears start,
have we got any comments?
Flowing.
What's that? Sorry.
Any comments?
No comments yet. No viewers.
I don't know about you, but I think we should lose the seriousness and start talking about...
Yeah, we need to get on a lighter track.
I'm not sure I can do much more of that. I think we've sort of exhausted it.
You'll be having Sam and Jordan floods of tears.
Heavily depressing, but necessary.
Well, not depressing is probably the wrong word, because good things have come out of it.
It's been interesting for me to actually hear your stories as well.
Heavily happy is the word.
Unbelievably. So, starting off with an interesting one. Tomorrow, 12:30, Newcastle away at Chelsea. What are we saying?
3-0.
2.
2-0 Chelsea. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I just hope that it's not one of those where Steve Bruce will pull it out of the bag tactically. I'm sure Lampard said there might not be Thiago Silva.
No.
No Pulisic. And
No.
he's not sure about Chilwell yet.
Havertz is only back in training, so he might not be starting.
So
Still
you know,
got a good squad, though.
I always try and look to the negatives with the football team I support. The only team I'm kind of trying to stay positive with is obviously Crew, but in terms of Chelsea, I don't like to get too ahead of myself. I think I'm gonna go with a 3-1 Chelsea win. I think you're right. As much as I don't want to admit it, I think we have got enough to win.
Yeah, Lauro said 2-0 as well.
At 3 o'clock, Aston Villa v Brighton.
Ooh, this is an interesting one.
I've got a feeling I'm going to say 1-0 Brighton. I just think Villa might come on stuck against Brighton.
That's an interesting one.
I'm going to say 2-2.
I'll go for 1-0 Villa.
Oh, okay, because Villa obviously are in good form, but Brighton, obviously, they can't seem to get a win, but they do often at least get a goal most of the time.
I don't know, I think they can't buy a goal at the minute.
Well, yeah, that is true. They have been struggling, but Aaron Conley is back in contention, it says here, so. And Lewis Dunk, even though he's not, well, he usually scores most own goals, but at least he's back after a 3-match ban.
I don't know, I think that's a little unfair. I like Lewis Dunk.
Lewis Dunk's a great player.
Okay. By the way, Sam, what was your prediction for Newcastle v Chelsea?
3-0.
3-0 to Chelsea.
3-0.
Yeah.
So then at 5:30, it's Tottenham versus Man City.
I cannot wait for this. There are some great games on Sky because you've also got Liverpool and Leicester on Sunday. But anyway, go on, Will.
Right. So Tottenham v City. I think this is going to have lots of goals in it, I think.
Here we go.
I'm gonna go for 3-3.
Okay, I'm gonna say 2-1 Man City.
Okay,
and because I'm so excited about it, and it's such a big game, and
You're gonna say 0-0.
I think it could go either way. I'm gonna say 0-0.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the big games do disappoint. I mean,
I have to say though, in recent years, hasn't that game had drama? The Champions League quarter final where Sterling
of course, yeah.
Send City through, and it was running down the pitch, and then it was VAR, and then they had the thing about when Tottenham City scored the winner in the last season, and it was ruled out for a handball, I think, by Laporte. So.
Of course,
and
yeah.
Live match build-up on the TubeMix channel from 7 o'clock. It's Man United versus West Brom.
Oh, yes. Well, if they can't win against West Brom, who have hardly won, then that's a big concern.
Man United don't have a very good record against West Brom, though.
No, that is true. I don't know. I think it's okay. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a struggle, but I think they'll just get over the line. It's going to be a very unconvincing 1-0 United win.
I'm going to go for a 1-0 West Brom win. I just got a feeling in my water.
Okay,
3-1
Sam?
West Brom. 3-1 West Brom.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I hope that's not the case. I'd be horrified if that's the case.
At least I'm honest, eh?
Well,
Yeah,
I did say, didn't I, that, you know, they would find it tough, so it's not...
No, I didn't say you weren't honest, Will. I'm just, you know, saying that I was.
The first game on Sunday, surely return to winning ways for Everton, away at Fulham at 12 o'clock.
Richarlison's back as well, so he'll be a big welcome back. I'm gonna go with 2-0 Everton win, I think.
2-0 Everton win.
What about you, George?
Yeah.
And Lauren's
4-1.
gone for that as well. He's gone for 2-0.
Yeah, 4-1 for me.
Who's got the 2-0?
Mark Lawrenson.
All right.
At 2 o'clock, Sheffield United v West Ham. I'm gonna go.
1-0 Sheffield United.
I'm gonna go 2-1 West Ham.
1-0 West Ham, I think.
No, I think Sheffield United will get the first win of the season.
An interesting game at 4:30, Leeds versus Arsenal.
Yeah. Both teams had a good start and then they slightly slipped.
Both teams are inconsistent at the minute, but no, that's unfair because Leeds have only just come up to the Prem. So Leeds are doing very well, all right, they've had a slip. Arsenal are very inconsistent, so and then they play good football. So I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh.
2-1 Arsenal
I'm
as well.
going to go 2-2, I think.
Okay. And the final game on the Sunday, it's the big one, Liverpool versus Leicester.
Interesting.
Yeah, good alliteration as well for both teams. Oh yeah,
I'm gonna go 2-0 Leicester.
What's good alliteration?
Because they're both with L's, Liverpool and Leicester.
Yeah, but I didn't do that on purpose. That's the name of the football club.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I thought of that even before when you mentioned them briefly.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
maybe that's one that we could do some live stuff for.
Liverpool v Leicester. Yeah.
I'll be able to do some live stuff for that. I can't do the West Brom United one, but I can do the Liverpool and the Leicester one. Oh,
right, okay.
No, actually, that's wrong. I can't do the Liverpool and Leicester one because, but I can do the United West Brom. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
right, okay. Well, I'd be more than happy. Job, would you be happy to do the Liverpool v Leicester game?
Yep, absolutely. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Leicester.
I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
Sam?
Who's Liverpool got available at the back?
Well, Alexander-Arnold is absent, so is Gomez, and so is Van Dijk, but Fabinho, he's back.
Hang on, so is Henderson and Salah.
Well, yeah, but he's not by the back. You mean defence, don't you?
Yeah, but we're talking about I'm
sorry.
talking about everything.
Salah can't be back. He's tested positive for coronavirus.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, Salah's out.
Salah is out, isn't he?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
For a second time, which is a bit worrying.
what a prat it seems.
So if they've got
Why?
Fabinho will be back.
How, why is he a prat?
Well,
Though,
because
Mr.
because he was at a party, I think, in Germany.
Oh, was he?
So yeah, Klopp's
So
had to remind him of his conduct.
this is a question, right? With no Henderson, but Thiago could be involved, and so could Chamberlain. Does that mean Fabinho has to start in centre defence?
Yeah, for
'Cause
me,
it would be
Yes.
it would be Fabinho and Matip at the back then.
I
with
yeah,
no
I
Yeah.
would
Diaz and
guess
no
so.
Van Dijk.
Yeah.
And he can't play there for Fabinho, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that they've got to go with that surely if they're both fit. So I'm gonna say 0-0. By the way, between Coventry and Birmingham. So let's hope that's
It's
on.
done now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I said it. Yeah. But don't know. I'm gonna say 1-0 Liverpool and hope that Leicester beat them.
Oh,
Okay, and then
you still
final. Go on, sorry.
I was just about to say, Sam, do you still not like Liverpool?
I'm a Man United fan, of course I don't.
Well, I mean, I guess if they're playing against United, but
Says the person.
I think you're a shit United fan, Will. I think you're the worst excuse for a fan I've
I
ever
like
seen.
some of the Liverpool players because they're good players as players.
I like a lot of the Liverpool players, actually.
But the fact that they play for Liverpool, I don't like Liverpool at all. I wouldn't say hate because that's a very strong word, but I really don't like Liverpool. So how you can, same with City, Will, and yet how you can sit there and say how can I not like Liverpool when you're a Man United fan? It's just outrageous.
Baffling.
Well, but I just think, United football fans generally, do need to grow up, about the Liverpool thing.
The derby between.
Well, okay,
Liverpool
fair enough when they're
United
playing a
and Liverpool.
derby, but
Yeah, but that is a derby.
No, but that contradicts what you. Oh God! Right. Never mind.
United Liverpool, a derby, Will, is classed within 40 miles. Manchester and Liverpool is within 40 miles of each other. So, that's a derby.
yeah.
But that means that Stoke and Manchester's a derby as well.
Yeah, but the point, yeah, well, I see your point, but the point is the history between Liverpool and Man United. Well, it's like Jordan turning around and going, oh, he might not have an issue with Stoke, for example, but for Port Vale, it's like saying, oh, yeah,
I would rather die. I would rather die than say anything good about Port Vale.
They are. How about
That's a
Stoke?
bit over the top, that is.
It's not.
Stoke, I've got quite an admiration for, but if it came to it, Crewe versus Stoke, I'd rip their heads off and shit down the net.
Wow.
It's like,
That's the way it is.
Will.
Like Macclesfield, can't stand them.
I don't mind that because I live close to that, but yeah.
Scumbags, mate. But I don't get me wrong. You never want to see what's happened to them happen to anyone.
No. Same with Berry though. Like, I hated that. Being a northern person, what happened to Berry was so sad.
Absolutely. Anyway, should we finish the predictions and then we can carry on whatever?
Oh, yeah, okay.
That
Yeah.
is it.
So at half 5 on the Monday, we've got Burnley versus Palace. I'm gonna go for a 3-0 Palace win.
2-0 Palace. I think I just can't see Burnley getting a win at the moment.
1-0 Burnley.
Ah, what a surprise! You shit house.
You really can see Burnley getting a win?
Yeah, well, why not?
Well, I just...
And then Southampton versus Wolves. I'm gonna go for
Oh,
a 2-1
that should be a good
tight
game.
Southampton win.
2-1 Wolves.
Ooh, I'm going to go 2-1 Southampton, I think.
It depends which
Fair enough,
Wolves
fair
turn up, if they turn up in the first half.
I think you're right. Depends how Wolves start, doesn't it? Really.
Wolves up there. Will Wolves remind me of the classic style United starting. We'd always go, oh, we'll have a quick start to the weekend on a Saturday morning when we all gathered together. And we'd always start shit. And trust me, Will, I wasn't laughing when it happened.
No, you sat there crying yourself to sleep. So, just to finish off, what do you think is going to be the key points this week? What for you? What for you are you looking out for?
In terms of what, the games?
Yeah, so like for me, for example, I'm looking to see whether Southampton can carry on their good form.
I reckon they'll be full of
Liverpool
confidence.
are
Yeah,
gonna
I
do.
reckon they will continue their good form.
No, hang on, that's not what I'm asking.
Oh,
you.
sorry. Apologies.
You know, I'm just looking like what for you are the key matches, is what I mean.
Well, Liverpool-Leicester's a key match, because if Leicester beat Liverpool, I know Liverpool have got injuries, but then you'd have to say, even with their injuries, Liverpool are current title contenders, because you'd be mad to rule them out. But if Leicester beat them, if Leicester beat them, then that's a real statement of intent. Van Dijk and Arnold, or no Van Dijk and Arnold and Gomez. So it's a real intent, and I think Spurs City will be interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam. Let me just ask you something really, really quick. I don't think Liverpool can get away with the 4-2-4 that they played at City against Leicester, because I think Leicester have got too much pace on the break.
I think Leicester would that would play right into Leicester's hand on the counter attack, because it'd leave gaps. So yeah, I know Leicester. I'm not saying Leicester fans that you're still a counter attacking side because you've got a string to your bow, but there's still, in my opinion, I always think when Leicester decide to counter attack, not that they do all the time anymore, like they did the title season, but when they do decide to counter attack, I still think they're the best counter attacking side in the league, personally. But yeah. But
I think it's between them and Arsenal on the counter, I think.
Yeah, and Leeds, Leeds makes it. Yeah,
and then I think, like Sam said, you've got to look at Spurs and City as a key match.
You know, I just think, I think Spurs do have a chance because City aren't as clinical anymore as they used to be. And they can be got at.
Really interesting.
Leicester showed that. Who else has shown that? There's been a few teams that have called City out, so yeah, it'd be interesting.
Leeds, yeah.
Leeds, yeah.
I think if you know, I can't believe Pep Guardiola, I actually thought that they'd wait till the end of the season and get rid of him. I can't believe he signed again. Not that I don't
Why
think
is
he's
it
good enough, because I
class?
think they'd have been stupid to get rid of a manager of his caliber.
Well, if he doesn't do very well, then they wouldn't be.
Yeah, but we also know
Yeah,
that
but
he's probably the best manager in the world.
there's probably 3 managers that have been, it's probably three managers that are up there. You probably all 4. You probably got Nigel Clough, and you probably got
Rather than Brian
Guardiola.
Clough.
Sorry,
Rather than
right?
Brian
It's because we
Clough.
were talking about. It was probably because we were talking about Nigel Clough before.
Oh.
Brian Clough, Alex Ferguson, Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola. They're probably Johan Cruyff. They're probably your 5, in my opinion, best man.
Ancelotti.
I didn't even know he was a manager,
not
Cruyff.
sure.
I know he was a player.
He
didn't know Johan Cruyff was a
revolutionised
manager.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
But you know when Barcelona play all the passing football they played with Iniesta and Messi and all that, well,
Yes.
that was all down to Johan Cruyff, who had that philosophy.
Oh
where the
right, okay.
tiki-taka
Yeah, I didn't know
comes
he'd been a manager. I knew he was a player, but I didn't know he was a manager.
He was arguably the most influential manager, certainly in the Spanish league history, if not the world.
I'd agree with Johan Cruyff being one, because of the total football style that he developed at Barcelona. That's my opinion.
Right.
What about you, Will? Key matches this week?
Well, like you said, I mean, Southampton, that'd be an interesting one. Can they keep their good form? For me, see how Liverpool do with quite a few key players missing. It'll be interesting. I mean, Alexander-Arnold will be a big miss as well. I would guess it would probably be James Milner, possibly, to fill in.
Or Neco Williams.
Yeah, or Neco or Nico Williams, however you say his name. I don't know. But that's an interesting one for me. I mean, also, can Brighton finally get because Brighton play a great style of football, really good manager. It's just it's a shame for them that they just cannot get a win.
Rebecca Vardy's quite fit. Rebecca Vardy's quite fit, isn't she?
Rebecca Vardy, you know that?
She's quite fit. She's alright.
Oh, you're thinking because of the court case?
What court case?
The Colleen Rooney, the row.
Why was that?
Will, why are you always on a different planet to us completely?
Well, you said Rebecca Vardy, so I was thinking of you were gone about
you said
the court case that's been going on.
Good looking, a saw. He'd like to give her one.
What's happened between Colleen Rooney and Rebecca Vardy anyway?
Oh, you don't know that. So, loads of stuff about Colleen Rooney's personal life was coming out in the press, and Colleen Rooney didn't know why. Anyway, she got somebody to investigate it, and she found out, or she was like playing tricks on whoever did it. and she found out that the person that was doing it was Rebecca Vardy.
Was doing what to her?
Was selling stories about it to the press.
Oh. Alright. Wonder what Jamie thinks about that.
Have you seen the betting advert that him and her were in? It's funny.
Which what the Vardy's in?
The one about the unlimited subs, and he's on the oh god, what is it? It's a phone advert, something to do with a phone advert, and they're sat on the settee, and she goes to him, oh, they've got unlimited subs, Jay. And he goes, oh, well, the gaffer would never take me out. And then you see it on the screen that he's been substituted.
I've not seen the advert, but that does sound funny.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think
I take it the Roonies and the Vardys aren't on each other's Christmas list. Huh?
No.
I'm guessing they're not the best of friends. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we've sort of reached a natural end point.
Yes, you're right. It's been a weird one, but a good one.
In what way is it
I'll
been
do the
weird?
outro if you want, Will.
No, weird as in, that we've, not had any games to look back to. Like last week's show was quite weird in the fact that we didn't have any games to preview, but we were looking back on games. It's been great, but it's been weird in a way.
You confused me. Anyway, I'll do the outro.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you for watching the third episode. This one's live of the Football Central podcast. Thank you very much to your main primary host, even though I think we need to have some contract negotiations in the near future about that, Mr. TubeMix.
Thank you.
And it's always a pleasure. My oldest friend and one of my greatest friends, Mr. Sam Taylor.
Thank you.
And yeah, if you have enjoyed what you have seen, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the TubeMix channel. Share with your friends if you want to. I don't know, with the host like Will.
Put a comment on there if you also put a comment on there if you want to, and we'll come back to the next time we're on, which is tomorrow. So.
Oh gosh, yeah, it is
And
tomorrow.
also,
Yeah.
Will has put a link to the charity page of which we are going to be donating in the next couple of weeks. So if you fancy it, just leave a little donation, even if it's £1. I don't care. As long as it's a little bit of money and
5p, 5p, 1p, it all makes a difference. So,
I don't think you can donate 1p, but yeah, it's all for a cause, and it's like we said, something that's really close to our heart, and we'd really, really appreciate that. So, from everybody here at the TubeMix channel, good night and God bless.
Good night.
God bless.